Welcome back to episode 4 of making a fan expansion for the Austin Powers collectible card game. We're back here with Adela.
Hello.
We're going to do a little brainstorming sesh. We're specifically going to be talking about Frickin' Bone cards. So before we get into the discussion, I'm going to throw to myself to do an in-depth explanation on what a Frickin' Bone card is so you understand before we get too far into this.
Take it away, Alex.
So, here's the example. You are playing the evil deck. Your opponent is playing the good deck. These are your current vibes. Your agents that are on the table in front of you that you've played put out vibes. Those are listed on the left. You add all of those vibes up across all of your agents, so these are the vibes that you currently have. In order to get rid of an opponent's agent and to score points, you need to assassinate or shag an opponent's agent. So these icons on the top left of these cards indicate on if they're an assassin or a shagger, but let's say, for example, you would like your Dr. Evil to assassinate this Foxy Cleopatra. You've targeted your agent, you've targeted their agent. They have to play a Frickin' Bone card if they want to counter that attempt. So your opponent has played a Frickin' Bone card on top of their Foxy Cleopatra. In order to play a Frickin' Bone card, you need to have the vibes available across your agents. So this player was able to play this card because under Assassinate, it requires one Groovy and one Randy vibe. They have those vibes available across their agents because they have that Austin that is providing those vibes. Even though that Austin is not involved in this current assassination, he still provides the vibes that allow them to play this card. So they play that, it now goes back to the good player, and they have to play another Frickin' Bone card. So the good player does play one. So now it goes back to the evil player. Evil player doesn't have anything to play. Either they don't have the stats required to play the other Frickin' Bone cards in their hand, or they don't have any in their hand, or they just don't want to play it. So the encounter ends. The assassination attempt ends in favor of the good player because they were the last one to play a Frickin' Bone card. So the evil player will take the agent that they targeted, as well as any Frickin' Bone cards they played, and discard them. They go away. They're in their discard pile. The good player, however, will take the agent that was targeted, take all the Frickin' Bone cards that they played on that agent, and put them in a score pile. So you can see Frickin' Bone cards have score numbers on them, points. Score numbers. This good player scores 40 points from this encounter. And to explain shagging, it's the exact same thing, but just look at the top stats on these Frickin' Bone cards rather than the bottom stats, and you can only shag if you're using a shagger that has the little lipstick kiss icon in the top left.
Wow, insightful.
It's incredible. So now let's talk about new Frickin' Bone cards we're going to add. So in the base game, Frickin' Bone cards don't have abilities. They are just the stats you need to shag or assassinate. So we had the idea to add some abilities to them to make them do some things.
Well, there's that one
Mhm.
that does the thing.
So yeah, we had the one that does the thing. We had the idea that it would be interesting if there was like a powerful one if you were specifically using it against a specific character. So something that would say like if this shag or assassination is being done to an Austin, then like it ends now. Like it's some just like big powerful, like if you're targeting the right person, you just win with this one if you have it in your hand. Which seems good.
Yeah, because like with the base game, you can stack Frickin' Bones.
Mm-hmm.
But this way, that's it. No more Frickin' Bones from anyone.
Yeah. So I think doing one for like all the major characters would be good. I had an idea earlier today. Someone does an assassination attempt. They have a lot of Frickin' Bone cards in their hand. And so you kind of go back and forth, and then someone wins and they've scored like 70 points in one turn. So I think it would be fun to have a Frickin' Bone that says something like discard all previously played Frickin' Bones, so it kind of resets the score. Maybe it's like easier to play them, like it requires less vibes to play them.
Like a one vibe Frickin' Bone?
Yeah, maybe. Could be good.
That could be fun.
So it's like really cheap, but it has maybe a downside, but also could be an upside if you think you're gonna lose.
Yeah. So it's like a board wipe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But for Frickin' Bones.
Yeah. A
So,
bone wipe.
A bone wipe.
I was also just thinking maybe we play a Frickin' Bone and it returns a scored Frickin' Bone to your hand.
Oh, that's fun.
I like the idea of if you lose an attempt, you can save this Frickin' Bone for the next one.
Oh, so it like goes back to your hand.
Yeah.
instead of getting discarded. That's
Yeah.
fun. That's fun. We've been doing them so that it has like parity against good and evil. But what if we do ones that are exclusive to one faction?
Ooh, okay.
Fun effects that only you can do if you're playing evil decks.
Okay, okay. Evil could be take a freaking bone.
Oh, so now it's like
So like, you played one, I played this one, and it takes an opponent's freaking bone. So I take it, and now it's
gonna
on
be
my
your
pile.
score.
Yeah.
That's good. That's fun.
Or if I lose that assassin or that attempt,
They don't score it.
exactly.
Oh, that's fun.
It's evil.
Yeah. Maybe good. Going back to the multiplayer thing, it would be like encouraging you to throw a frickin' bone. So it has a high vibes cost, but also a high score. But it says if you're using this to throw someone else a frickin' bone, you don't need vibes. Like it doesn't require vibes to use.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So you can play it for free only if it's helping someone else.
But that doesn't translate well to 1v1.
It doesn't, no. I mean, there are some cards in the base game that don't translate well to 1v1 either.
Like literally the whole.
Yeah, the whole happening card is like completely useless. What if it's like you play this and then you can get rid of a different agent that's not involved in the assassination attempt? Like you just make them like discard one of their other agents really quick in the middle of your attempt. What about a good one?
Maybe it could score twice. Your opponent has to play 2 frickin' bones to counter this one.
Oh, protective. That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Protective shield. Well, that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed a little brainstorm session and these new frickin' bone cards and also the deep dive about what a frickin' bone card is. I hope that was helpful to you. So join us next time where we'll talk more cards and more of this game. Thanks.
Bye.